Because we're in such an email-driven society, one of the things that I find is a failure on the part of communication is in the emails that we receive from vendors, from manufacturers, from owners. There are so many people copied on emails, and then the response on the emails comes from 10, 15, 20 other people, and so just monitoring the flow of emails right now gets a bit cumbersome and things get lost in translation. So my first and foremost thought is when we get involved in projects, we try and keep the communication to the appropriate parties, not necessarily to everybody, for everyone to chime in on when they're not really involved. So I think simplifying and streamlining the email process is essential in time management as it relates to all the tasks that we have at hand.
One aspect of the communication process I think we can all be better at is to ask questions. Ask more questions until you get to the root problem or the root cause of the problem, or whatever it is that we're trying to solve that involves the communication. I think communication, not only is it trying to convey what you're trying to say, but it's also to listen and to understand what the other person is trying to say to you. And I think if we can ask the right questions, it could get down to the root cause of the problem, and then we can all solve problems geared towards that problem.
Well, you know, human communication is always going to be passionate and not effortless and complicated. So if I could improve the process, I would say that I would make all project managers AI people, so that they are dispassionate, and I think they actually have the hardest job in the business. And you know, dealing with the design side, the owner side, the brand side, all those different passions coming together, it's always complex. And the person that's got to run the ship forward has the absolute hardest job. So I think if that could be an AI, the whole process might tune up a little better.
I would say embracing change. Technology is advancing so quickly. We have so many great tools for enhancing communication at our disposal, but I know that there's often a hesitancy to utilize those new technologies. So whether it be a messaging application, something like WeChat, WhatsApp, or Slack even, just being able to embrace those new technologies and using them for our advantage.
I believe it's presence. We're so distracted by screens and devices and email, and I think that really has an impact on communication, your ability to listen, your ability to hear, and your ability to stay present in the conversation and provide a thoughtful response is really important, I think, to clear and concise communication.
I think I would try to improve a situation regarding probably email flow. I think there's a bit of an over-dependence on email communications right now. I don't think it's just my projects. I've heard from others in the industry, they've had similar challenges. But when you have this over-reliance of email-based communications and this generations of what becomes tens to hundreds, and all of a sudden your inbox is getting 300 project-related emails a day, and with all different kinds of issues and hot points kind of crisscrossing each other, I think the intent of communicating with one another is there, but the efficiency is kind of greatly lost. So that's kind of right in my crosshairs right now as an area of improvement on my projects.